Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Wayne Rooney's Birmingham City versus Ipswich Town match preview. I'm, of course, your host, The Gov, looking forward to the next 60 or so minutes of Ipswich Town discussion. And as always, we welcome your input into the live show. Get active in our live chat, as many of you have already done so. Nick said he's never seen Ipswich win there. It'll be his 7th time of going. Yeah, but we're different mustard this time, Nick. We are different mustard, as you know too well. Adam says, so nice watching the first round of the Cup, knowing we don't enter until the 3rd round. Lots more comments coming. I'll come to them or try and fly through as many of them as I possibly can. But as we kick things off, 2 minutes past 8 on a Friday, the 3rd of November, we are just 76 people away. That's right, 76 people away from 5,000 subscribers, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. It takes a village here at Talking Town. It takes a lot to keep it ticking over and keep the quality of content so high and so fresh. And thank you to all the contributors who appear with me. And thank you to every single person who continuously chooses to watch Talking Town. It's a platform that's really dedicated to giving you, the fans of Ipswich Town, the chance to have your say, to come on your platform, to have your say and your words. The only thing we ever really ask is that you love the football club, which is obviously a given, and that you be prepared to debate your opinion, because that's what we really share them for, isn't it? To debate them and to air them as we do it. So if you could hit subscribe, that would be magical. On to this evening. If we could hit 200 likes, shall we say? I'm not normally the like target master. Maybe somebody will come forward with a better one, but we'll go with 200. In the meantime, Paul Smith, good evening, everybody. Hopefully, another 3 points on the cards tomorrow. Stephen, not sure about Burgess. Is Stanfield, if Stanfield play, I think Steve means. I see Edmondson playing to cover pace. Also makes sense as Burgess played midweek. That will rumble on, I'm sure, through the next 60 minutes. Bluey wants the Foxes to win tonight. What did you all think? Obviously, Leicester playing Leeds as we speak. What would you prefer this evening? Would you prefer a Leicester win? Would you prefer a draw? I mean, we definitely don't want Leeds winning. That is a definite. Max was worried about this one until McKenna's presser. Calming influence. Max Pitchford will be in the home end tomorrow. I'm not going to read that one out, Max, just in case. Simon Harris, I'll do you a favour, mate. Evening all. Next 8 days, absolutely massive for us. Come on, Foxes, and 9 points. Dream world, absolutely. So 76 people away from 5,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button. 200 likes on tonight's show. And if you want to go one step further and become the backbone of Talking Town, a 5th stander, as we call them, you can do so. $4.99 a month. You can cancel at any point. You head to our Ko-Fi, links in the description and in the chat, or head to your YouTube homepage or our YouTube channel's homepage and hit the join button. Every little helps. And as I say, you can cancel at any point. Right, let's get cracking into this evening's show.
Somebody get the tables. Hard truth are here, delivering the truth that nobody wants to hear. The Cruncher and the Media Mogul.
Evening, gentlemen. How are we?
Good evening.
Did you say what was the comment you said about a village?
Takes a village here at Talking Town.
Yeah. There's probably people called us probably a village idiot. Probably.
That's why I did it.
Back in the day.
Stupid. I'm not stupid. If you're going to clip it, though, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, should I say,
and if you want,
please clip the whole lot, because we are after 76 more people. So, clip it.
Do you remember,
don't shortchange me on the clippage.
Rich, do you remember the two Ronnies? And they used to do those two like country bumpkins. That could be us, couldn't it? Them two, the hat, the straw.
Next time I use that phrase, I'll make sure we get some Wurzel. Is it Wurzel Gummidge? Straw hats.
Wurzel Gummidge, yeah. Great show.
We can get some Wurzel Gummidge straw hats in. Definitely go the whole hog, as we do here at Talking Town. Even got, I mean, this is the dedication I'm talking about, right? Look at the overlay. It's orange. Why? Because tomorrow's an away day. If tomorrow was a home game, we've got home overlays as well.
Right.
I mean,
so Tuesday night when we go to Rotherham,
yep,
we will probably be wearing the white new kit.
Yeah.
Have you got a white overlay?
Dedication doesn't go that far. Doesn't go that far.
Strips.
We're dedicated, just not that dedicated.
We could see it. Could we see it tomorrow? The white and black.
No, we're in orange. We're in orange tomorrow.
Definitely orange, is it?
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. AD says who would be Let's get. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. Let's get it.
Richard's shirt, man.
Let's get it out of the way nice and early. Matt Stannard, nice t-shirt cruncher. Break it down for the people at home.
Come on, look at this. Glory Days artwork.
It's really good.
The film? Martin didn't know it. Martin didn't know it. It's obviously Train Spotting. So
very good.
Glory Days artwork on Twitter. If you want one, get over there. I think it's about 20 quid.
It is very good. And by the way, Glory Days artwork and any other business owner, if you do want to sponsor Talking Town, we are open for business in that regards as well. You know, we did nearly hit, what was it, views and downloads last year, nearly 500,000.
Half a mil.
Nearly. Very short. We were very short.
And I've got a giveaway on the cricket show on Tuesday night.
There you go.
It's running on my Twitter. It's running on my Twitter at the minute. You're not on Twitter, Matt, so you can't enter, but you can win some Ashes 2005 beer mats.
The last time England were good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
So Liam, who's on the Wednesday Till I Die podcast, he contacted me. He said, "I didn't know you do a cricket show, Rich. Would you like to do it?" Yes.
Does he by any chance play cricket? Because I reckon he could. We could.
Well, possibly. England are going to win tomorrow anyway. We're going to win tomorrow. We're going to beat you.
It doesn't matter no more, mate.
Well,
it's like Town beating somebody under Paul Lambert. It just didn't matter.
Who's on the beer mats then? Who have we got?
There's Freddie Flintoff ones. Yeah, there's Peterson. All that. Geraint Jones, the wicketkeeper. They're all Ashes themed from 2005, Matt. I mean,
nice.
18 years ago. Blimey.
God.
I was 31. I was 31.
Yeah.
31. How old were you, Guff? How old were you?
In what year, sorry?
2005. How old were you?
You were 16.
Much younger than I was today. That's what I do
16.
now. That's 16. I don't know. I was 16 years. So no. I was 15. 15.
He's doing these like mock exams for GCSEs, isn't it?
Must have been 15 because my daughter was born in 07, and that was a week before my 18th. Then, yeah. I know.
Oh, you weren't like Will in the In-Betweeners when he was having all them energy drinks. He had an accident doing his exams. Do you remember that, Matt?
Mr.
Gilbert.
I was home
Gilbert.
so I did my exams at home from the from the luxury palace.
Yeah,
that is home. I'm a walking billboard for doing well in the exams. Let's be honest. I'll talk about Ipswich Town for a living. But if you do want to sponsor the platform, if you are a business owner, get in contact with Martin at talkingtown.co.uk. Just
76. Come on, we can hit 5,000. Come on.
Absolutely. Yeah,
everyone must know someone who supports Town, who watches the show. It's not how many. What's the You have said before how many people who watch our shows that aren't subscribers, like the percentage. It's quite a lot, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Over half, isn't it?
No, not over half now. It's about 4. I want to say the mid 40% range. In the mid 40% range. So
when we was trying to get to 4K, now we're trying to get to 5K. It's unbelievable.
I know.
Do
you remember we had 20 watches at the start, and we done a show, and he didn't press record.
I did. That's correct.
Those were the days. Those were the days back in COVID times.
We've come a long way. The club's come a long way, but hand in hand, as the club goes further and further, we will go further and further with them because however much they do better, we piggyback off the back of it. Let's be honest. And Storm Kieran McKenna can keep raging on because it is a storm at Portman Road at the moment. It's great to see. Player of the month has just come and gone, and you
65%.
Yes, but you literally could have chosen any number of players. I remember Player of the Month, gentlemen, where you could literally not name a single player who deserved to be named Player of the Month. Haladki took it. Was it a surprise, or should somebody else have sort of?
Who was in the running? Who was in the running? I didn't vote.
Well, I can tell you, Wolf at the back.
I did vote for goal of the month, which was won by Brandon Williams.
And some clubs are not even lucky enough to have that.
Well,
so we can count ourselves fortunate on two fronts now.
But deserving winner, I think. He's been magnificent.
It's a fairy tale, isn't it? There should be a Netflix documentary, Matt. Guy cast aside for a new number one, left in the cold, and now look at him. Prince Charming riding back.
Underdog story. It's like Sylvester Stallone and Rocky all over again, isn't it?
It is. It is.
It's great. It's great to see. I'm really pleased for Ladkey. But I'm an Ipswich Town fan. I want to see Walton do well as well. He didn't have the greatest of games, did he, Rich, on Wednesday? But
no, but I think people have got
mix,
very.
right?
I think people have got very short memories. I've said
yeah,
on here before
agreed,
what he done last season, and look, we said it's all about taking your opportunity, Matt, when it's come, and like he's grabbed it with both hands, hasn't he? I don't think he's looked back since. It
certainly feels. I mean, look, Walton's only done 90 minutes and Carabao, hasn't he? But it certainly feels like Haladki has really contributed to what we're doing at the moment. In the fact that we're 9 points, whatever it is right now, with the live game going on, clear of third. I don't know. It just seems like to coin the Smiths, Morrissey, it's hand in glove. He just seems to fit what we're doing at the moment. And like you said, Rich, the other week, you didn't see Walton really coming back in.
Not now. No. If you look at that game the other night, and I know we'll probably get on to talking about it a little bit about the 11, and you do see Walton play out, and he probably is a bit slower how he collects the ball. But you have to accept the other night when he was playing, Matt, that he didn't have a Sam Morsey there to take the ball in tight areas. He didn't have a Wolfen, then he didn't have a Leif Davis. So look, he didn't have the best of game, but did anybody? No, they didn't, did they?
No,
exactly.
No. Daniel actually has a 30th birthday tomorrow, so I want to say happy birthday to Daniel, just to cut across you both.
Happy birthday, Daniel!
Happy birthday! 3 points, pints and points.
Pints and points.
Was in Benidorm.
Yeah, let's say about
Just
that.
outside, yeah. Great time.
Yeah, we've been there before. Jois, I'm not sure why, but Plymouth last week made me feel nervous. Don't feel we deserve the win, and now I'm threatened the bubble was about to burst. Add in the loss from midweek. Someone reassure me. Cruncher's good at reassuring people.
Yeah,
good bedside manner. Go on, Cruncher. Reassure him.
I do think since we've come back from the break, Bristol City away, Plymouth at home, I don't think we've been at our best, right? And I think we do need to raise the levels, because we did probably get away with one last week, with the goalkeeper, possibly a red card for Edmondson. We can debate that until the cows come home. But we got the 3 points. And it is, like we said before, Matt, the sign of a good side is when you're not playing well, you're still picking up them wins, aren't you? And we've got 6 points from 6. We've got two away games now. And I'd say they're 2 pretty winnable away games. No disrespect to the 2 teams we're playing. And then you've got Swansea next Saturday at home before they have another international break. So there's a real opportunity here to put some more points on the board and hopefully to grow that gap. And look, no matter what happens tonight, we've got no control over that Leicester Leeds game. But we've got the game in hand on Tuesday. We've got Birmingham tomorrow, and we're going to come on to that in a bit. And I think tomorrow it's a really big game for Town. And it's, for me, fast start tomorrow, key. Birmingham are at home. They've lost 3 games. The crowd are going to be on edge a little bit. They were getting at Rooney after the whole game, weren't they? He's implementing He's implementing a new style how they're playing. So tomorrow, fly out them blocks, get that early goal, and use the home crowd against them.
Yeah,
all 3 sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, John B, this show's a godsend during COVID. Appreciate you, John. Emerson, TT helped keep the ITT family going through the tough times of lockdowns and has gone from strength to strength. Great stuff, gents. Thank you very much, Emerson.
Do you remember you dressed up as Santa? You had that big beard, didn't you? I was looking back through some footage the other day, and there you were. Do you remember that? You had that beard, Gov? Do you remember that? I remember I dressed up as an elf once with rosy cheeks.
Cole Fuller came on dressed as Santa Tractor.
Yeah. I can remember that. I remember that. Yeah. Josh Russell, new YouTube member. Big up, Josh Russell.
Happy birthday, Josh.
Oh,
there you go.
How old?
Birthday today.
How old?
He's a young nipper, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat how old you are, Josh. Happy birthday, Joes. Haladki integral. Don't think we can play like this with Walton. It's step up and playing style from last year. That's sort of come full circle now. Having been Haladki won't be able to keep Walton out of the scene, which is great to see. It means it's a good thing for our football club. It's not who do you play? But Sam Morsey is a real linchpin of this football team. Didn't play midweek, but has been left out. I mean, the Egyptian midfield must be absolutely phenomenal, but he has been left off the Egyptian overseas list. I think that's right. Does that sort of rule him out? Does that all but rule him out of the African Cup of Nations, do you feel, Matt?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, look, he only got the nod, didn't he? And they'd qualified already. So for Sam Morsey's sake, I'd like to see him playing for Egypt. What better honour than playing for your country? But from an Ipswich Town fans' point of view, we can't really. You saw Wednesday night how anonymous our midfield was. It was a League One midfield. It was, Ball and Taylor. It just didn't have any presence about it whatsoever. So the more games Morsey plays for us, the better, I think, because it's just a level above, isn't it? It's a level above what we saw Wednesday.
Yeah.
The Whale Mate Christmas special.
that was a fine moment.
Classic.
Shrewsbury away, postponed due to a frozen pitch. That was a great moment in Talking Town history.
Brilliant.
We've had some wonderful.
You can watch that. You can watch all shows back.
They're all still there.
Available.
They are all
available
still there. Yeah,
in the archives.
Still there. David, a member for 15 months, and Adi, a member for 16 months. Look at this. Anniversaries galore this evening. Loving it. The Stowmarket legend. And David, appreciate both of you for your support. Morsey, was he as big a miss as some people are making out? Like Matt, for example, there Tuesday. I mean, Ball's played a fair number of games in the Championship. Taylor,
he hasn't played many games though in his natural position for Town, has he? When you think of it, like starting games, how many did he start last season?
Not many.
Hardly any.
Central midfield, not many.
It's
very need a market away.
Bracknell
doesn't count. But if you look about Sam Morsey, like Matt says there. Because we're probably going to lose Luongo in January. He'll probably go away with Australia. And
Burgess most likely.
So you don't want your captain going as well because that's like your midfield wiped out. You could say both of them as important as each other, Matt, really, because they sort of come hand in hand. And I watched that game the other night and I sat with Craig and I think he was right with what he said. And I know Gov probably won't like it. Jack Taylor hasn't done anything really. No. He hasn't done enough so far to dislodge either of them two midfielders. No, he hasn't. I don't think. Gov will probably disagree with me. And look, he's signed a long-term contract and he's obviously part of the club going forward. But I don't think anytime soon, I don't think he's really going to break into that too, unless there's you've got your midweek games coming up when you play 3 games in a week. But then we see Luongo before the break. Matt played all 3 games. He probably did struggle in that last game. I think that was Preston, wasn't it, at home when second half his legs. But it's all about opinions, and other people might think that Jack Taylor will come in soon, but I don't think he will.
I don't see it. I don't. He's not done enough to dislodge either midfield player, but that's because the opportunities haven't been abundantly there. Yeah, I mean, Southampton away, where even though they weren't at their best, Southampton, I mean, they're much better now. You were never expected to have a lot of the ball. You were never expected to be a dominant on the front foot 11 away at St Mary's. And then since then he's played how many? What's he started since then? Not often, rarely. So it's
just
more
in
of
the cup, really, wasn't it? Yeah, just in the cup he started. Wolves, obviously,
and he showed his talents there. Obviously, grabbed the winner against Wolves. So he's not had the opportunity to really showcase what he can do and how he would do it. But that's because Morsey and Luongo have been phenomenal, Matt. So right now he hasn't done enough to dislodge either. I agree with that.
Not yet, he hasn't. But you never know what's around the corner, do you? There could be an injury to somebody. You don't know. He probably needs a run of games. We said this about Walton and Twanzebe. They were rusty on Wednesday night. They got minutes they needed. When do they get more minutes in a situation such as that? They're probably not going to. So, I mean, Taylor would probably need a run of games, to be fair to him. And look, he's played championship football before for Peterborough, scored a worldie against Wolves, fantastic goal. Everyone loved it. He's just going to have to buy this time a little bit, but the season is long. Look, we're still what, 13, 14 games in?
Yeah.
There's still 30 plus to go. So, I mean, look, he can still play a very pivotal role. It's not, write him off yet. And I think in some of the cameos he's had in league games where you see him getting into the box and, shooting and stuff, all the potential is there. And as Rich has often said, he's really the future. Morsey and Luongo are the short term, really.
Absolutely. With their age. And this is a player that was tracked by McKenna and co for a period of time. Wasn't a sort of he's available, we'll grab him and see what we can get out of him. He's tracked. He wanted in January, couldn't get it over the line, went back for it in the summer despite the promotion. So it was obviously a player they really fancy, a player they really see that huge potential with. And if you trust Kieran McKenna, as many tell me, they do in terms of he knows exactly what we need, you're going to believe this is a player, Rich, that's going to be really special. If not today, then certainly in...
It's all about opportunity. And it's right what McKenna said after the game on Wednesday, wasn't it? It was like he's played them a lot of them players to get minutes in their legs, because you've got a lot of games coming up over December, Christmas, and they're all going to be needed. They're all going to be needed somewhere. You can't just keep playing the same 11, because when we see that now, Matt, with McKenna, like you look at George Edmondson, them 2 home games, probably a lot of people wouldn't have selected him, but Kieran knows that he needs to get him up to speed, because in January you're probably going to need him, because Burgess is going to be away with Australia. You know, you've got Twanzebe, obviously. He looked, you can see the other night he's a good player, but with him, he's another one who desperately needs minutes. But where's he going to get it? Is he really going to break up that Wolford and Burgess partnership at the minute? I don't see it.
No.
But you don't know with an injury. And I think, was it maybe someone said earlier, just when we started the show, about Edmondson playing tomorrow, because you've got Stansfield, who's got pace for Birmingham.
In the chat, yeah.
So you don't know. Kieran's quite adaptable, and he does surprise us a few times. But it's a squad game. And if we're going to get out of this league in May, when we all want to, everyone's going to have to play their part, either starting games. And Taylor, to be honest, Matt, when he's come off the bench, he's done quite well in games, hasn't he?
He has. You see him getting forward. You see him getting in the box.
Yeah.
He's not shy about having a go at goal. Hence the reason he scored that in the Wolves game. It's just minutes, isn't it? But it's interesting you say that. I used to. I said on this show last season, I thought McKenna was a risk-averse manager. He used to make weird changes. Do you remember when Chaplin and Broadhead were on the bench against Bristol Rovers? I thought it was just strange. But I think that game was the watershed moment, and he's sort of evolved from there. And I actually think, he took it. Look, it backfired Wednesday, right? We didn't. It wasn't a very good team on paper. I didn't think particularly. There was no creativity in it, no presence particularly. But he took a risk, and he will take the flak for that. And you have to give him credit for that, especially when you've got 2 big away games coming up Saturday and next week.
His comments were interesting as well, weren't Martin, when he said it's not our time yet for this trophy.
Yeah.
And it is. You do have to look at the bigger picture. And I know we went there, and I was watching some of Frank's stuff on his channel, and he said about a little bit sort of saying that 28,000 there, would they have all turned up if you knew what the team was? Was it a little bit disrespectful? But look, I put the team out on, I think it was Monday, that I would have selected, and I think there was 9. There was only Burgess who played. I'd have had Fridge playing, and there was Aluko, and I'd have had Humphreys playing. So I think the majority of people going to that game, they knew you're not going to see a Chaplin or a Broadhead or a Hurst starting. I think it's the right decision, because your bread and butter's your league, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God,
as we're on Wednesday night, and before we move it on to obviously the return of league action, is there any other takeaways you can take from it? Anyone really impress you? I know some people have said Baggett should be a first team player. Do you agree with that?
Not yet. Goal, wasn't it? I left him unmarked, but it was lovely to see him score. I mean, that last 10 minutes, Rich. I mean, I said it was Halloween time, wasn't it? 80 minutes horror show, but that last 10 minutes plus 8 minutes injury time,
the goal.
All right.
If Amari has a chance, doesn't he, when he fires it over the bar? If that went in, it changes a little bit. We had nothing to lose then, did we? Really? I think
no.
The only thing, like I said when I come on Wednesday, is I think we play with a bit of fear, and I think we give them too much respect. We never turned it, Matt, into a cup tie, did we? Didn't feel like a cup tie to me. No. Obviously, you look at the first goal as that is a horror show. I mean, what are you doing? You're 8 minutes into the game, and 3 of your defenders were in about 3 yards of each other on the halfway line with a massive. And I know people say about Christian Walton. Look, he was hung out to dry there. Really, he didn't know whether to stick or twist. Did he? Really?
I agree,
So
I agree. What could he do?
Jeremy, where have you been? Where is Jeremy been?
Jeremy's back. Yes, Jeremy, welcome back.
We have missed you.
We have.
I miss his cooking. I miss his cooking. Live on the show.
Live on the show. Jeremy's cooking hour. Absolutely.
I felt sorry for Walton in that position, because what was he supposed to do? I mean, look, we said, didn't we, Martin, on Wednesday night? Wilson was there in a space the size of the Pacific Ocean. There was no one there at all. I feel like he had to probably come out and use his presence.
Because if he stayed on his line, Matt, and Wilson had scored, people have said, well, why didn't he come out?
Did he come out?
So he was damned if he did and down if he didn't. It's a little bit one of them. But one takeaway I will give from that, and no disrespect, I think there is a tendency now within our fan base, there has to be a scapegoat. It looked to me like now it's Harry Clark. But one thing I will say, I don't want to ever see Harry Clark playing left back again.
Yeah, we said that as well on Wednesday night.
He was terrible. He was better when he went to right back, to be quite honest. But
yeah,
I think it was a case of sort of needs must really for that game. You could have played Donati in there.
Yeah, we said that, mine. Why wasn't Donati in there? He's played over 100 games in the left back position, not for Town, but with Morecambe and Fleetwood combined.
And we just looked unbalanced, Matt. We looked unbalanced with him out there because it's not his natural position.
No.
He's playing up against a very good player in Harry Wilson. Let's not get away from that, you know. Yeah. So
maybe that's why he was. Maybe that's why he was chosen to play left, though. Maybe McKenna felt his defensive ability could have matched up against their wingers. I'll just put you on mute there, Rich. Talking of which,
it's unlucky for him, though, isn't it? Because look, he went for a little purple patch around the Sheffield Wednesday game, and we scored against Blackburn. We're like, yeah, great, we got Harry Clark back. Then you put him in as a square peg in a round hole. The Sears syndrome, I like to call it, the Freddie Sears syndrome, right? So you got to play in a position it's alien to you, really. And he struggles. You know, Wilson scores in that position for the first one. He's in that position again when the ball gets crossed in for the Muniz goal, goes through his legs.
I think, that's just a bit unlucky, really. He tried to block it.
But it gets used as a scapegoat, like you're saying. I feel that's unfair for him.
But we know he can play, Matt, in this league. If you look at Southampton away, when he played against Ryan Fraser there, a lad who's played Premier League football, and he didn't give him a kick that night, and he's probably one of our best players that night. So
they should have given the kid who was on the bench, the one they got from Carlisle.
Carr, yeah.
Why don't you just give him a little run out? I mean, look, Carlisle were gutted to lose him, so I mean, he's obviously a decent player who's played league football. So why don't they just give him a go in a Carabao Cup?
Jez is back and he's back swinging. He says, all I can say is F the cup, we're going up. God, Jez.
Anyway, that 11 on Wednesday was nowhere near the levels of when Town went to Man United, was it, Gov?
No. No. It really wasn't.
Because it's interesting. Cole Scoose was on doing summarising, Matt, on Radio Suffolk, and they sort of asked him about that. And he said that Mick had named the team the day before, but he hadn't named his subs. And then, like, on the day of the game, he's like basically said, "You're not in the team," and they had to sit in, like he said, the worst seats in Old Trafford. And I remember we played Bristol City on that Saturday, and he picked that team with obviously your league game going to win that. And then I remember we went and drew that game 2-2. So it sort of backfired on Mick, didn't it, really? And you look at the team United had that night out, Gov was pretty sort of near full strength, and we're playing Pierre Malachek and Josh Yorif and Tommy Orr and
Malachek.
Speaking of which, a guy who was up front that night, Wayne Rooney, is now in charge of opponents tomorrow. Wayne Rooney's Birmingham City are
that is
the
a
opponents
segue, everybody.
tomorrow. Oh no, there you go.
I know. Very good,
over the years. Thank you very much. History revisited. Let's jump back before we come to the present day. Our last win against Birmingham was 2017. It was 1-0. It was sadly the day that Dazelle suffered his injury, and I remember it really well. It was obviously
at home.
Very
what about
bad
at St Andrews?
At home. Well, for the last time we won at St Andrews.
It would be when it was Mick's first game and DJ Campbell scored. I'm
DJ Campbell.
Pretty certain.
Correct.
Wow.
And I didn't go that day. I've never seen Town win at St Andrews.
Have you not?
No, I've been there a few times. I've never seen us win.
I was at Chelmsford City that day. I'd volunteered because they needed some. They were playing Bolton or Macclesfield or one of them, a league side, and I went down and helped them out in the FA Cup because it was the first round. I went down. I remember one of the guys on BBC Essex saying it was just a one-up McCarthy's first game. Campbell, a good player, DJ Campbell, wasn't he? I liked him. It was a great signing. Great signing.
Loved him. Yeah. So our last win was a Joey Garner goal on his debut. That was the year we brought Garner and Waghorn in. But our last actual game to them was the day we got relegated, or at least had it confirmed anyway, which
1-1
was 1-1. Yeah, team was Bart, Emmanuel Chambers, Collins, who I completely forgot even played for Town.
Collins.
Collins, yeah.
Kenlock, Dazelle, Skuse, Bishop, Edwards, Quaynar, and Judge. So,
Miles Kenlock signed for Ipswich. Did you see that, Matt, in the week?
He's at his level now, isn't it? He was always a non-league player, I think. God bless him. Very funny running style.
Yes, he did have a funny running style. Yeah, I agree with that.
He did annoy me, though. Yeah.
Overall, the record is we've won 35, we've drawn 18, we've lost 30. So we still hold the record. We still hold the
okay. We went 2-0 up there in that relegation season, didn't we? Because John Nolan scored.
In the orange.
John Nolan, he scored, didn't he?
Paul Hurst. Paulhurst Town that day, 2-0 up.
Yeah, dropped a 2-goal
Yeah.
lead, didn't we?
I think Jukovic scored that day, and he's still at Birmingham, isn't he? He's still there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's on the bench, I think. We tried to sign him, I think. Is he
He's not a bad player.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Not
We've tried
bad
to
player
sign
back in the day.
everybody
Yeah.
over the years. But joining us live, before we look at the town aspect of it, joining us live now from Blue Focus is Kieran. Kieran, thank you for joining me. I know you've had some overtime at work, etc., that sort of got in the way, but so thank you so much for joining us from Blue Focus. Wayne Rooney's Birmingham. How is life since Wayne took charge?
Since he took charge, debatable on who you speak to. For me, I think it was a bit of a shambles appointing him when they did, but they've got a long-term goal, the new owners. We've had a really good, positive feel around the club this season since they've taken over. They've fixed our ground finally, so that's nearly completion. Brought in some huge personalities across the team as well, with Hope coming in to help with the women, Tom Brady obviously coming in to help media and recovery, and then bringing Wayne Rooney in is the next step in that, apparently. So we've just got to have faith in terms that he can do what he can do and bring that winning mentality they keep talking about. So hasn't worked yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, it hasn't quite brought that managerial new managerial bounce with it, has it? It's what, three defeats now for him? Three
out of 3 defeats, yeah. And personally, I was speaking with my brother about this, that he's coming into a tough 5 games, and whether we had Eustace or Pep or anybody, right? These are 5 tough games against 5 top 10 people, and I don't think we would have won some of them regardless of who we had, the way we were playing. I don't know whether it was the right time to replace him, but after 2 games, 7 goals. But
You've got history of this. You've got history of this, haven't you? Because you obviously sacked Gary Rowett and you replaced him with Gianfranco Zola.
Yeah, great appointment, as we all know. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, guys.
It is,
and,
definitely.
It's even more of a wonderful thing when you repeat it. So, this seems we're in a better place as a club as we were then. Gary Rowett had eyes elsewhere. That was the reason that happened. And then they appointed a name, but our former owners had no idea about football either. So I think they just wanted signatures more than anything. Where
sounds like
our
ours.
new owners, what's that? Sorry,
it sounds like our old owner, Marcus Evans.
Yeah.
No idea about football.
It's just shambolic, absolutely shambolic.
Yeah.
But our ground was falling down. We've not spent any money. We had Jude Bellingham's money that just disappeared into trying to trace financial fair play, where they got Harry Redknapp in and just bought 1,000 players, as Harry Redknapp does on deadline day. And we've just been trying to reel from that for the last 10 years, really. So new owners, new bounce from them, I would say, and now just trusting the process in terms of where they expect.
You was happy with Eustace though, right, Kieran? He was doing well. He was like 6th in the table or whatever. And then we had this with Magilton, was doing all right for Town, and then he got given the elbow, and in comes Keane. Very similar situation.
I mean, I was happy with Eustace sometimes. His in-game management was shaky, and sometimes you're just questioning why. He was a very defensive manager, and a lot of people didn't like that style of play. Let's put it that way. We had 30% possession on a regular, but we were an attacking team. We've got very fast up front players and a very skillful front line. So it was kind of like sit back, relay the pressure, and then attack, where a lot of people didn't like that style of play. And then, so they've brought in Rooney, who is now the opposite. And I think fundamentally that's what's gone wrong, is we've gone from sitting back and counter-attacking to now Rooney wants everybody on the front foot, pressing and closing in that final third. Essentially, like, your defence needs to be put under that pressure. Okay. And that's essentially how he wants to play.
I see you come out with some interesting comments. I think it was after the Hull City game when you lost 2-0 at home, and he was basically saying that to the players, if you can't play this style, like tell me, and we'll have to tweak it a little bit. That seems interesting comments after that was 2 games in, wasn't it, Kieran?
Yeah, that's 2 games in. I think if you had heard the crowd's reaction at home after that, I don't know if
I
any of
see
you
the
have seen
video. I see the video. He's walking off. He was getting dog's abuse.
We all saw that.
A lot of people are not happy with the appointment, like full stop. A lot of people have not been happy because he's not won that. But the problem is we were playing not bad football before, and those first 2 games was horrendous football. I've been a season ticket holder for nearly 11 years. We have seen some absolute dire football down the football club in that time, and it was like we had gone back 5 or 6 years, and just nobody wanted the ball. They were just kind of kicking it at each other rather than like trying to play any particular way. And it was just awful, and nobody wanted to make tackles or put energy in, which is what we have seen from a Eustace team. They all played solid as a unit. We attack together, we defend together, like no middle bit, but it was like they were just making it up. It was like Sunday League versus like a Prem team. It was really bad. And I think when you're getting that sort of reaction from the fans on your first home game, after 2 games in charge of a club, it's a bit of a wake-up call to maybe like, he kind of went like, oh, I maybe tried to make too many changes at once, which, is it a good time to experiment when you think you're going to lose the games anyway? I don't know, is the answer. Are we going to lose them anyway? So I might as well try something completely different and try and surprise them.
I think with any manager, guys, when they come in, they're going to obviously want to implement their own sort of style of play and philosophy. But I think a little bit when it's going quite well and you're sitting 6th in the table, I think you just beat West Brom, and you the game on Sky. Surely you see how it goes for a few games before you start changing everything.
I think that's what most fans would have done, to be honest, was stick to 4-2-3-1, which was John Eustace formation. We got Sunjic and Bilic, which are phenomenal in that defensive role in the midfield. Creative players up front. Yeah, we've had a few injuries to our first team players and stuff, which have helped with the lack of creativity. But I think I would have personally, if I was Wayne Rooney, I would have come in and stuck with that 4-2-3-1, which is a formation he used to use a lot at Derby County. So it's not like he's not experienced in the way to use it. It was his favoured position formation at one point. And we had the players playing in that positions, and then you would have just changed your in-game management and sin. But he fundamentally come in and ripped up the rule book, the way that we've been playing, and went, this is how we play under Wayne Rooney. So that's working out great for him so far. And hopefully tomorrow is the day where it all starts changing, because the second half against Southampton was it was really weird. The first half was droll. It was awful. It was what we'd been used to seeing under Wayne Rooney. And the second half, it was like something clicked at half time with the players. And it was like a second game of football. Yes, we still conceded, but we scored one. But it was different. It was like they had finally got on the same page. It was like, this is what you've been saying.
Had Stansfield been starting the 2 games before that? Because he obviously come off the bench, didn't he, at Southampton and scored?
I don't know what Scott Hogan does in training to get in the team, but it must be bloody incredible. Ask any Blues fan, and they're not putting Scott Hogan on the field ahead of Stansfield. Like, the guy is just a natural born finisher. I don't know if any of you have seen that goal from the other day. Or,
great goal.
To be honest, any of his goals that he scored for us this season have all been great finishes. He's fundamentally got to be in the team, because it looks like if we're going to score anywhere at the moment, there's 2 players it's coming from: Sariki Dembele or Stansfield, and they're the 2 where it's coming from. There you are. You see down that side. That's where we're most linked. I think where you got Bielik and Sunjic, they should be that central defensive role. This is my layout if I was to pick the team at the weekend. Laird just coming back from an injury at right back, but absolutely going straight into my starting 11. On loan from Manchester United, great player, great in attack, just as good as he is in defence. So that adds a threatening side up that side. Ollie Burke would probably be the controversial thing here. I think a lot of people would pick Bakuna. But I think Burke has just got a little bit more about him in terms of holding up the play rather than Bakuna. Just he tries to do too much sometimes. But that Miyoshi, Dembele and Stansfield combination at the front is, I don't know how fast your defence are, but they are very fast and agile in terms of attacking, and they will swap around, which is the interesting thing about that front thing. So that's where I would start.
Where'd you get Miyoshi from then, Kieran?
He's Japanese. He's come over. I can't remember where we signed him from off the top of my head. But he's come in. He was a bit unknown. And watching his skills and passes and goals and stuff before he came, he's about the same size as Messi, right? Now he plays very similar style he's not as good as Messi, obviously, but in terms of like he pops in and out, and just runs past people like they're not there a lot of the time. But his connective play is yes, it was Royal Antwerp. Thank you.
Antwerp.
He's impressive.
Okay.
And when he first come over, I was like, from the skills, tricks, and goals that we all see when we sign any player, I was like, okay, this guy's pretty decent. And then I saw him at St Andrews for the first time, and I was like, that's a 10-year-old boy. He is tiny.
The mascot.
Right? He is absolutely tiny. And you think the Championship is not the place for someone of that size. And then you see him play, and he runs round people regardless of size. He's just he's not winning any headers against anybody, but he plays with his feet. Yeah. So
how tall are you, Matt?
5'5.5".
He's a bit taller than you.
They're half matters. Yeah. What I've got to ask you, Kieran, while you're here, what's going on with that other stand opposite the cameras? What's going on there?
That basically is our cop that was done cheaply by Golden Sullivan, our old owners, with Chinese steel, and basically not laid correctly with the foundations. So it started collapsing. So they closed it during COVID, but our old owners didn't want to spend the money basically to fix it. So it's been closed now for 3-4 years.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But now they've got all the foundations in. There's actual steps there, and the seats have actually been started putting in yesterday along there. But our main stand as well, where the Tilton, that's our main home end, that has had the same. So the whole half of our ground on the lower half has been out of action for that time. So, but we've now got safe standing in and along there. So it actually surprising how much that makes of a difference. We went in, me and my brother changed where our season tickets are up the top, down into the safe standing for the opening game of it. And it was crazy. There's people just flying everywhere. That was the West Brom game.
Was that the first time was that the first time it was used for West Brom?
Yeah.
Because you keep watching on the highlights, and I think that's obviously a disadvantage when you're the home team. You've got no fans, especially behind one of the goals. That's massive, isn't it? To get them back in there.
And where your fans will sit, you're right the way down to the pitch as well. So if you manage to bring a decent amount, that can be quite loud.
Sold out everywhere we go, Kieran.
Everywhere we go.
It's it can be quite loud from the away end, but when we're like, like West Ham were complaining when they took over the stadium that ring was around the pitch. Exactly like that. We feel so far away that even when we're singing loud, it can't get down to the pitch the way that it does. with a full stadium, but we've got a fair chunk of it back open for this game. So,
which is good. Great stuff.
Hopefully, you'll see a bit more of the stadium.
Absolutely, Kieran. Before I let you go, thank you for jumping on a Friday night.
No
Your score prediction, please, from a Birmingham perspective.
I'm probably going to go 3-1 Ipswich. Yeah.
Right.
I'd love to say that we'll get something from it, but I'm also a realist. The way we've been playing and the way you've been playing is contrasting. Let's put it that way. So it's my head says 3-1. My heart says I'd like a 1-1 draw.
I said earlier before Kieran come on, and I said, I think tomorrow, Kieran, the first 20 minutes are key, because I think we can use your crowd against you if we can stop you playing early and maybe nick a goal, because you see the reaction when you played against Hull, and maybe use the crowd to turn a little bit against you. I think that's key for us personally for winning the game. I think.
I'd absolutely agree. If Birmingham fans can get behind, like they were away against Southampton, even though they were losing, the fans were great in comparison to what they were at home. And if the players come out and really put on that front foot attacking football that we played in the second half against Southampton, I think you're right. That first 20 minutes would be key. If we come out and we play the droll football that we have been playing recently, the fans by half time will boo them off again, and that's not going to do them any favours. You guys are playing great football, and I'd love for it to be a 3-3 game where we both get a bit of excitement and thing. I can't see Birmingham scoring 3 goals, but I can see us conceding 3. So
0-0 then.
Yeah, a boring 0-0. I would take it all day.
Brilliant. Kieran, I really appreciate you coming on. Look after yourself and all the best for the rest of the season, just not tomorrow.
No worries. Cheers, boys.
I'll
look for tomorrow, but all the best.
All
Cheers.
the best. Thanks, Kieran. Appreciate that. Some really good insight there and some real honesty.
Really good.
Good lad.
A lot of things are changing at Birmingham off the field, and obviously Wayne's hoping to change it on the field. We're hoping it doesn't start tomorrow. Have you got any expected lineup? I've got my expected lineup. In fact, I will flash it on the screen, the lineup that is. And here it is. We have got Haladki in goal, obviously, as night follows day. Davis, Burgess, Wolfenden, Williams, Luongo, Morsey, Broadhead, Chaplin, Hutchinson, and Hurst. That would be my lineup tomorrow.
Yeah,
I've seen Edmondson floated about, maybe even Axel after getting his feet wet midweek. Is thrust into the starting 11.
Where does Axel go though? Because he played right side, didn't he, on Wednesday?
I'm just trying to write the.
I think this is probably spot on. This team. What do you think, Rich? I would say this is probably the first.
That
choice,
is the team I'd pick. But the only thing when he said there about they've got pace, and that thinks a little bit. That's probably why Edmondson's played them games against Hull and against Plymouth.
Yeah,
Matt, if you think, because they had obviously Delap for Hull, and then the big lad who came on, Bundu, who came on. They obviously didn't probably expect him, but they probably expected like Whittaker was playing. So it wouldn't surprise me
Axel, though,
if Fridge
Rich,
was in it. No, I don't think so.
Ex-Man United has got pace.
Not after. He hasn't played 90 minutes since. When was the last 90 minutes he played? Was it February time?
It was.
I'd be amazed. Yeah. And as well that we play Wednesday, guys, because if it was a Tuesday, possibly, but you've had that one less day to recover. So I think with him, you've just got to just treat him with kid gloves a little bit, and hopefully that he can get up to speed. Maybe he might possibly on the bench tomorrow. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. That would be my team that I stare that you've got.
Yeah, I would as well. Yeah. Am I the only one who's not putting Edmondson in this Usain Bolt sprinter role? When did anyone think he had pace in League One? I mean, it's only because he's coming on this Hull and Plymouth game. And look, he bloody struggled last week. I don't know how Burgess would have done. But look, we've even said this evening he could have got a red card if the referee had another view to it. I would stick with Wolfenden and Burgess myself, but
I mean, we're not saying he's that fast. I think what people are saying is he's faster than Burgess, which has never been famous for his pace, is he, Burgess? Let's be honest.
look, how many centre halves are really quick? I mean, it's all about reading the game, isn't it?
Me and Rich were.
Me and Rich were. I mean, look, you don't have to. Yeah, look, how many centre halves are really quick? I mean, it's all about reading the game, isn't it? I mean, we don't have to. Yeah, look, how many centre halves are really quick? I mean, it's all about reading the game, isn't it? Other than you two, obviously.
We'd have been great against Morecambe on that opening day.
Absolutely.
Cole Stockton, there was no way Cole Stockton was drilling past about 4 players. That day.
Okay, yeah, we know
We'd
you
have put
two,
him
the
in
butcher and Osmond.
He'd have been,
The butcher and
in
Osmond
the
have talked
Cobbold stand. We'd have clogged him. Someone, if one didn't get in, the next one would have done.
Once I caught my breath, I would have done. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Have some of that.
I'd be more inclined to go with Burgess. I do. Look, we did say, didn't we? When the fishermen come on Wednesday, even though Twanzavy was rusty, at least he was reading the game. I think a lot of that, if you haven't got pace in your game as a central defender, if you can read the game, anticipate where the ball's going to be, what the movement's going to be, then that's worth probably an extra yard.
I remember John Walk playing there in the promotion year of 91-92, and he played with David Linnigan. He didn't have no pace then, did he?
Yeah, exactly.
Legacy Bates, not going to lie, lads. If I'd play Baggett if Burgess is fully fit.
He's one, right? Now, a question for you. Obviously, we think that Burgess goes away in the January.
Yeah.
So you're going to be left with Twanzavy, Fridge, and Wolfenden. Now, do you keep Baggett around as that fourth centre half, or do you loan him out?
I think if Burgess goes Asia Cup, then I think you got to keep him around. Otherwise, you're going to be short, aren't you?
Yeah, unless he signs, unless they get a centre half in.
Unless they get one in, yeah, of course. But I mean, look, Elkin scores against the Premier League team. Left unmarked on Wednesday, but he was there. That was one of the positives.
He does look like a player, Baggett. I will say he looks.
Yeah.
But I still think he could do with playing a spell from January to May where he's playing every week in a good League One side, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, he got burnt last season. He went to Gillingham, useless. And then where did he go after that?
Cheltenham. Played well at Gillingham. I know that they were losing.
They were useless.
But it doesn't matter. That's all about part of his development. And then he went to Cheltenham and hardly played, did he?
Yeah, but look, unless Ipswich were on the up, Murray Hutchinson was never coming to us, was he? And we have to have that. I think we have to have that mindset when we send our loan players out. At least be around a culture of success rather than a team that's trying to stay in the bloody league, for crying out loud. I mean, silence.
No, I was
silence.
I was researching something. Sorry,
anyway, 0-0 half time, Leicester and Leeds.
Oh, is it?
I was looking up something.
I've got it on while we're doing the show.
Because
it was interesting. It was interesting what Kieran was saying there. Because
won't Baggett be going as well
to Indonesia? Asia Cup?
Indonesia. Oh,
yeah, that's what I was googling.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah, they're playing Vietnam on the 19th of January. That I can definitely tell you.
I think you're right. I think they're through as well.
That's what I was researching. See,
so you're probably going to have to get another centre half in.
Yeah,
you have to get Keogh back.
Two go. He's playing the other night. I watched him second half against Wickham, against Cambridge.
Don Ball looked better in bloody defence than he has did in midfield the other night. I've got to say. Did anyone feel a bit sorry for Kieran? Because I feel like Birmingham City, huge city, huge footballing culture, big name, won trophies. Do you feel like they're are they like us in a way that you got your Bournemouths, you got your Lutons and all that in the Premier League. I mean, get them gone and get the status of our clubs back in.
I feel better up. I feel sorry for him on Sunday. That's when I'll feel sorry for him. Not before we're going into battle against Birmingham.
They could easily. I mean, you have to give them credit. They could easily have been us. They've stayed up, haven't they, a couple of times by the skin of their teeth. If they'd gone down,
where was the game when they played? I think it was Bolton. How many years ago was that? Yeah. They literally scored right at the end, didn't they?
If they'd gone down, you could see them going down to League Two. But I mean, look, fair play to them. They managed to escape it. But with the investment and the ownership they had, they could have been us easy.
You've only got to look like a Reading. Look at Reading at the minute, Matt.
Yeah.
They will be in League Two next season. I think they'll probably get another points deduction coming.
Sadly so, yeah.
Yeah, and good riddance. I can't stand.
You're still harbouring that ill will over that season ticket video. That's what you're still. You still. It was like a discotheque. Do you remember that? Remember that video? It was like.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. If there was anything, they're just vanilla, aren't they?
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting that table from this time last season.
I've got it. It's here. I just about to come to that. Yeah.
And you've got Reading in the top six, and you've got Queen's Park Rangers. Look at them.
Yep.
In fourth.
Now,
I didn't notice that.
What I've sort of looked into is a lot of this is rubbish, but the games played and the points are correct, right?
Is that home wins? Is that home wins, Gov, at the same stage of the season? So Town have won 6 at home and lost 1, and Leicester have won 6 and they lost the whole. So I reckon that's what that is. Goals for and against nonsense.
Yeah.
Goal difference is correct.
and the points, obviously.
Yeah.
And the points. But the points are the most important thing, because obviously at this time last year, Burnley had 25, Sheffield United had 25, Norwich had 24. They'll be lucky at 24 all season this year, Norwich. And then you've got I said it. And then you've got obviously this year we're on 34, so a whole 9 more points than Burnley and the Blades had this time last year. Amazing.
And played a game list. As well.
Yes,
absolutely. They go on that huge run though, don't they? Where they're just picking up 3 points, as we said the other night. Stack them high. That's what they do, don't they?
Yeah.
But we're in a great position in comparison. As you compare as we sit here right now.
Two in a great positions. David has kindly put in 20 euros this evening.
Wow.
Appreciate that, David.
When are you coming over, David?
Phenomenal.
When's your first
support.
game? Tell us in the comments.
Absolutely. And he has gifted 1 Talking Town ITFC membership. So he's given somebody a perk of being a YouTube member. Whoever you may be, you will get access to the Discord, which is always popping off. I was driving. I went to a party last Saturday night, and obviously on the way there, Josh lives not too far away. So I dropped Josh off at home, and his phone was constantly vibrating, ding, 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 at the Discord. It was going off. And I said, "What's that on your phone?" He went, "It's the Discord." I went, "Oh."
Great.
Can we bring that? What was the thing we had where there was like a live chat thing on there after a game?
There was a live chat.
The voice.
Yeah, the voice. Yeah, like the voice where you all turn around and say, "The voice."
Yeah, a voice thing. You can have a voice chat. I like that. That was good. That's a little bit like Twitter Spaces. Do you remember that? Yeah. Town had the Twitter Spaces that was quite popular, and then that sort of died a death. And Talking Town is still going.
Yeah.
We're still here.
We are.
We are still
you know what? If that's what the people want, that's what the people will
get. Get it on.
Absolutely. All right. So to close the show, we're going to go to our score predictions. What is the score prediction for tomorrow? Get it in your chat. Get yours in the chat right now. I have asked a random contributor this week. I have asked the Milk Tray Man, Ben Adams, who has given us 2-1 Town. I have gone. Oh, we've lost Matt. Hang on. Let's bring Matt back. There he is. I have gone lazy this week, gentlemen, because I put 3-1 for the Rotherham score prediction, and I just couldn't be bothered to change it.
We'll take it.
So I've left it on there. What do you two think?
I'm thinking, look, it's a great time to play them, isn't it? They're obviously in some weird transition where they've got, as Kieran said, Eustace is out. Wayne Rooney's come in. He's trying to play a different style. It's a great time for us to play them. Again, the luck on our side. I think 2-0. I think we'll win 2-0 tomorrow.
2-0. Love it. Ben Taylor's gone 8-0 Town. I'll have whatever Ben's having this evening.
I wonder what the odds are of that. Over 7.5 goals.
Yeah. 3-1 from Dave. 1-0 from Craig Chapman. 3-0 from Lewis. 3-1 from Legacy Bates. 2-1 from Kev.
These are the kind of games, aren't they, Rich, that you've got to put your foot to the floor a little bit. We've got that buffer against Leeds. Yeah. You go to a team that ain't doing so well. They've got a new manager in. It hasn't worked out so far. This is where we've got to just put our presence over them, I think.
I think it likens me a little bit, Matt, to when we went to Southampton, and they were obviously under Russell Martin, implementing a new way of playing, and we see that they were giving goals away and shipping goals. And I think that's a little bit the same for Birmingham. Obviously, like Kieran said, Rooney's come in, he's literally ripped up how they want to play and changed the style. 3 games. Look, like I say, it's all about that first goal. If we can get that first goal tomorrow in the first 20, 25 minutes, let's get out there. Let's fly out them, press them high, because they play out now from the back. And obviously, I don't know if they've got the players who can play this style.
Yeah.
So
dangerous against us.
So I think there'll be opportunities there. Stansfield's a good player. He's the main threat. Interesting, because when I was talking to David Burns, Wes's dad, last season, pre-season, he said Town should sign him because he was a youngster at Fulham. And he obviously went to Exeter then. And now he's made a step up. And he's a good player. I think he's a very good player. But I think we've got better players than them all over the pitch. We're more confident than them. I'm going with you, Gov. 3-1 tomorrow.
Love it.
And Matt Stannard's driving me tomorrow. I'm getting a lift tomorrow.
Hey, wow. Win-win all round. And there we go. We're done.
Apparently Wi-Fi in the car as well.
Oh, my God.
And maybe sausage rolls, Matt tells me.
What a day this is going to be for you.
Yes.
Let's hope we get the 3 points to go with
Come on, Town.
There you go. Hit the like button.
Massive week, Gov. It's a massive week because, like you say there, Matt, foot to the floor.
Flip to the
Birmingham, a team under pressure. Rotherham, their dog. And then Swansea at home next Saturday. This really could be.
They're no great shape.
This time next week when we're looking into Swansea, we could be 15 points, 14 points.
Could you imagine?
We could just need 14 more wins.
Well, we all see that stat, didn't we? What was the stat, Gov?
17 from 32, was it?
33 games to the average points over the last since 2004, 2005. Was that to get promoted? 84
top
points.
2.
So 17 wins from 33 games when you've won 11 from the first 13. I think that's probably more than achievable when you.
Feels like it.
I think so.
But
you would really like to
there's a long way to go, isn't there, through the season, and injury suspensions and players going away, international duty, Matt, and you don't know. January we got to come.
I want to see Chaplin score tomorrow. I want him back on the score sheet, away from home at St Andrews. I can feel it. 2-0 and a Connor Chaplin goal tomorrow. I can feel it. It's coming. Lump on. Put your fivers on now. Lump on.
Don't follow his advice. You'd lose a fiver. But we shall see. Thank you for watching. We are back live tomorrow, directly following the full-time whistle, where
Hit subscribe. Have we got any new
subscribe,
subscribers since the show's been
I don't know. I've closed the tab down now.
Come on.
I'm going to bed in a second. You see, I've
Come
closed
on,
it all
76.
down.
You don't know what the second half of Leicester Leeds?
Am I heck? No.
Oh, come on.
Come
on.
I've got 2 kids under 4, mate. Like,
don't worry about it.
They've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
Don't worry, I could be up at 3:30 for work tomorrow. Don't worry about that.
I was about you. I was like, yeah, you're a better man than me, all right? That's what they want to hear, innit? You're better than me. Look. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe to Talking Town for all the banter.
Can you leave Davis t-shirts? Come on.
We don't do those.
No, we don't.
But you can
we have got a merch. We have got a merch store.
We have got a merch store.
We need to pick that up. Come on,
we
Christmas
need
is
to
coming.
really whip that into.
You're right.
You're right.
We need some new designs. Velcro really man. The really needle mover. Come on.
Needle mover. Velcro. I love it.
Imagine getting that in your Secret Santa. Imagine getting that in your sack.
But we are live tomorrow after the full-time whistle. Match reaction. Join us then. Thank you for watching. Great show, says Matt Stannard. Thank you for David's wonderful €20. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you all after 3 more points are in the bank. But until then, take care.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I